So then this next photo, this was for Jack's last album cover.
Wow.
We were, he asked me to come out to Hawaii to shoot some photos, and this is on the windward side of the North
Jack
Shore where all
Johnson,
the
if anyone didn't get that. Jack
yeah,
Morgan just goes by Jack. He's so, casual. So
yeah, this is my Uncle Jack. I taught him everything he knew. I actually taught him the ukulele, and he progressed rapidly.
uh,
Um, he still has a couple. I'm teaching him 5-string guitar right now. He's only on 4. Um, and so surfing too. I actually pushed him into his first waves. But it's actually funny. He in turn, when he was going to UCSB, I was like 9 or 10 years old, and he and his girlfriend moved onto the street I was living as a
no
kid in Santa
way.
Barbara. And I would go over to, he would like take me surfing and give me rides to Rincon and stuff. And he was studying film at UCSB. And then he came out with, I think, not Broke Down Melody, Thicker Than Water. And I was like, oh, wow, this guy's amazing. And I thought he was just a really cool guy from Hawaii. And I knew he was kind of a pro surfer, but he was doing film
That's
theory.
crazy.
And so I've known him for a long time. He's a great friend, and truly, like, out of all the human beings that walk this planet, like, and a remarkable, thoughtful human
Amazing.
being. And so when he says, hey, come out to Hawaii to shoot some photos, I will gladly go out to Hawaii, go to the windward side, sweat, blood, and tears, pick up all this trash. And as we're hauling it off, because he makes you pick up trash, and like we were hauling it off the beach, because he has so many amazing foundations and working with like Clean Coast Hawaii and Kahu Foundation stuff, and it's a big part of everything that he does, his music and his surfing and his lifestyle. And so we went out, picked up all this trash, and we're like, let's arrange it and build this really cool kind of mosaic, like kind of almost like a hieroglyphic of you, and take it, because this would be a pretty cool photo. And his last album was really intrinsic with his beliefs about the ocean and environmentalism, and more than ever, I think. And he's also just ramping up the Kukua Foundation at every event he does, and in Hawaii and abroad, and sustainable coastlines and support for them. So we laid it all out, and I climbed up on a ladder and I took the photo, and we shot a lot of other cool photos over that couple days. And we shot surfing, and we went around the island and did all our usual cool beaches and stuff. But this one was really stoked on how it turned out, and his kids and his wife Kim and his 3 kids helped lay it all out. And it was blazing hot, and like we were just on that beach. It's howling wind too, and there's like, it's right next to an albatross sanctuary, and so there's these huge like petrodactyls flying everywhere, squawking and pooping, and like it was just I tried to describe that day to people, and they're just like, where the heck were you? But it was awesome, and to see to shoot that photo was a great honor too, because I think that his music is just exceptional and very world renowned. So I'm like always elated to be along for the ride.
Whew. I love that. I love these backstories to it. I mean, that's why you're here, Morgan, to tell us story time and give us these insights, brother. So thank you so much. And we have a few more images, and then we'll be jumping into some questions as we kind of just wrap up. We could probably speak for hours. Just a couple more images. So hang on, everyone, and get your questions ready. So go ahead, Morgan.
So this is my good friend Lola Mignot. And I've known her family. They're this really eccentric French family that lives in Sayulita. And the mom has a sister that's married to a good family friend in Santa Barbara. And so there's this huge network of kind of these French bohemian gypsies all around the world. And whenever I have just a blowout month or year of working, I just get on the plane and go straight to Lola's house, and we just go surf and eat incredible food and go on boats and go hiking and just chill. And in that sense too, it's like there's no expectations. We just it's vacation time for me, and I have so much fun with her family, and they're like a second family to me almost. And like I'll take a little camera or a little Super 8 or something to experiment with. And so in this case, I was like, the surf's gonna be small. I went down for right around Thanksgiving time. I was really burnt out from working and traveling, and the surf was gonna be small. So I was like, I'm just gonna surf all day. And then I got bored of surfing, and also she's a remarkable surfer. So I was like, I'm gonna take my camera on the board, surf with her, and naturally she just, she doesn't have to lift a finger, and she just makes up the perfect subject. And it was cool. It was like a knee-high day, and we were at this place called not La Lancha. I forget, but we boated in, and we were just fiddling around. And I was shortboarding at first, and then the tide killed it. So I went out and paddled out and got the shot, and it came out really well. I think like it was pretty cool to shoot this.
It also kind of encompasses that fun of what you described of who Lola is, and your reset, and your time there, and why you go there, like everything you just described within an image, you know what I mean, without knowing that backstory to it. So
it's I mean, her family, her lifestyle, the reason I was there, all of those things were huge contributing factors to just me being comfortable, bored, creative, all at the same time, and then started experimenting, and I think like this really kicked off actually. I've been surfing, shooting photos and surfing behind and with surfers now extensively, and it's been built out one of my, I think my newest, and kind of like I don't shoot nearly as much surfing as I used to, and I am and it also, when I'm home and I'm not traveling, or when I have free time, I like to spend most of my time surfing too. And this really is a huge motive. This photo in particular, and the subsequent photos and films, have really kicked off a new kind of like formula and like inspiration and creativity, I think, for how I document surfing.
Beautiful. I love it. Tahiti. I do miss this place, this view, early morning.
Yeah. So this is just the perfect place, and this is like the perfect day. Not a single cloud on the mountains. Good surf. I was alone in Tahiti. I went to Tahiti for a couple weeks I finished a 55-day commercial. Jeez. And I went home, and I just was like, I don't even want to be home. I don't want people to reach me. So I went to Tahiti, and it was like, it was just flawless conditions. Wow. It was, and there was just a couple days, there was like one or two, I think this guy, Ryan, he's a Australian with sandy blonde hair that lives at the point year round. And he just paddled out, and I just swim out with my camera. And this day I hitched a ride from a French friend that has a little dinghy, and I was about to jump in the water and go shoot some underwater reef shots. And I just looked back, and this is I think the only time I've ever seen it without clouds on the mountains, like not even a wisp of cloud. And I didn't touch up this photo at all, except for contrast. And so the pinkishness is from lens flare, weird white balance on my camera, whatever. But the tonal, like it goes from green to blue to pink, is what to me is just kind of an anomaly of that photo, and what I'm also equally as stoked on too.
Yeah. Jeez. What lens did you?
This was shot. 50 millimeter.
50 millimeter. 50 mil.
Yeah.
This is sick.
Always. So this is a frame grab from my Red camera, and I went to Tahiti again. I was on a commission for Estee Lauder to shoot like bubbles and wave gyrations and stuff for their cosmetic line. Yeah. So I took my I mean it was a very simple request. And I took my best friend from Santa Barbara with me, a guy named Noel Cossert, and we actually, because the surf was going to be great, and I had a couple other projects I wanted to chip away at too. And one was this kind of, I'm making this film, it's kind of like an ethereal dream about the ocean and drowning and stuff. And so we had this great day of surfing, and Noel snapped his favorite board, and he's swimming back to the boat, and my battery was done, so I was heading back with him. And this is in the channel or not in the channel, but right on the edge of where the drop off is from the surf spot to the channel. And he was pretty flustered. He broke his favorite board. And so I said, hold on, just chill there. And I swam underneath him and got this shot.
Kind of just seeing those moments, right? I love this one. I saw you on the beach on this one. I remember that.
Yeah.
But your visualization to creation of this is one of my favorite shots.
Yeah. So this was December of this last year. And I had just finished, I was traveling with Jordy and shooting Jordy and the Pipe Masters. The Pipe Masters finished the day prior. everyone was starting to fly home from Hawaii. I had an extra day or two on my ticket, and I was just like, I'm gonna just fiddle around and go surfing and stuff. And this day was just massive, stormy rubbish. And I swam out earlier with my swim fins and got, just for fun, to go like swim from rock piles to beach park. I got absolutely flogged. Like I nearly drowned. And so I swam in, and I was like, this day's a full write-off. And then it started raining too. And so then I saw there's these two kids from Quicksilver. I'm spacing on their names, two young guys from Australia. And they were going to paddle out. And I was like, that's kind of odd. So I got my camera and I ran down, and it's raining. And I love it when it rains. Like shooting when it rains is so much more exhilarating than when it's sunny. I just think like the rain makes the craziest, coolest tones and colors. And it was like a light drizzle. The clouds were psychotic. There was a huge squall kind of like swirling around, and these weird bands of light coming down, like beams looking like a alien abducting these surfers. And so from the top right, you see there's kind of this like brighter light, and it's activating all the mist from the massive stormy surf. And I have never seen lighting like this. And in the course of 45 seconds, maybe a minute, I took 50 photos, and each photo could be honestly like one of the most unique photos I've ever taken, because the lighting was that wildly exceptional. And I just blew out every photo, and then I just got back to my computer, dropped down, I dropped down the contrast and the exposure to normal. And the look of it was just how you see it. I've never seen colors and lighting so kind of like chaotic and enigmatic as it is here. I love it. So I was just kind of like, and actually it's funny, last year I did probably like 90% motion. I barely shot any photos, and this was just like such a kind of satisfying and artistically gratifying way to close out the year. Just like 50 photos in the course of a minute on a rainy, windy day.
And we got to talk on the beach that day, right when you're shooting this. I might need this on my wall, Morgan.
I think we were holding hands.
Yeah, that was us in the photo.
So
thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Between Sets. Make sure to like and subscribe to be tuned in on all future episodes. Thank you.